$11,000. That's how much the American dream was worth. Cash. My mom is beautiful, brown, worried. She has dark curly hair that always makes me jealous. My dad is energetic, not as tall as you'd think considering how tall his kids came out. He is finally fulfilling his promise to my mother to buy her a house. He is all joy. He is bald. I've always known him with a shiny, bald head. My older brother is about 12 years old, tall, skinny, glasses, like me, brown. I am the only one in my family who came out pearly white. La rubia, the blondie. It is 1998, and they are about to purchase the American dream, our house. And it wasn't done with banks or checkbooks, but with an auction and pure hard-earned cash, which my father pulls out in chunks from his pockets, then from underneath his hat. My mom pulls out from her fanny pack, and my brother pulls out from his shoes. I was too young, so my little brother and I weren't there, but the story has been recounted to me in detail. That way, if one person gets robbed, the other two can run away. Genius. When we first get to the house, I am 9 years old, and it is a haunted mansion. 3 stories, 3 staircases, 2 full bathrooms, 5 bedrooms. We all get our own rooms for the first time. Man, my dad says, joking, we are gonna have to get beepers to find each other in this place. Yeah. My brothers and I chased each other around our new dream home that seemed gigantic. I didn't know how much $11,000 was really worth, but I knew that we were rich. Like Richie rich, rich. When we first get to the house, it is covered in trash from top to bottom, and we kids are enlisted as the cleanup crew. Abandoned, crack house maybe, I always wondered. One single bullet hole in the front window that I would run my finger around over and over, wondering, who shot here? Why? A crooked bush out front that only blooms 1 week out of the year. We say we will trim the crooked bush, make it straight, but we never do. The kitchen. It's not my dream kitchen, my mother says, but it's better than the one from our last apartment. I'll build you your dream kitchen, my father says. They measure every wall. They see the potential in every corner. If there was one day when my father was happiest, it was when we pulled up the old piss-stained carpet and saw beautiful hardwood floors underneath. When we saw the work, the sacrifice, the coming here when he was 16, the toil, the coming home after hours of working at the restaurant smelling like grease, the sacrifice, the fear, the searching, finally being worth it. $175. The gas bill to heat our new big house was maybe not something my parents had anticipated. The winters became brutal. I was always cold. My mother always made it clear what we had money for and what we did not have money for. And we did not have money for everyone to be all comfy cozy in the house all the time. The summers were another kind of sweaty animal. We had 2 air conditioners. One was in my parents' room, of course, and they only used it to sleep. And one was in the living room. My brothers and I would abandon our lonely, hot bedrooms and bring all of our blankets and pillows into the living room and sleep in front of the air conditioner. We stay up late eating ice cream, watching Conan O'Brien, playing video games, telling stories, happy, before we realized our differences, before it seemed like my opportunities kept growing while theirs kept shrinking. $25, a new pair of shoes. Erlina, por Dios, camina derecha, walk straight. You're going to break your shoes again. By the time I am 12 years old, I have the opposite problem of Nick Cupsey at 5 foot, 11 inches tall. Long bones. I don't know if it was the brutality of our poorly heated winters or my diet of Tootsie Rolls, caramelos, and Cheetos from the bodega, but my bones hurt. My body hurt. I walk on the edges of my feet. I feel like I need a cane, And even the tainted spot on our banister was used to haul myself up the stairs to my bedroom, where I escape into my books. My shoes bear the brunt of it. My mother buys me a new pair, and within weeks, the edges are completely shaven off to the point where you can see my socks. ¿Cómo? How are you doing that? I don't have money for new shoes every week. One morning, her ire turns to worry when she sees me frozen. I am frozen. I need my arms to move my legs, and even my rib cage feels like it's going to crack when I take a deep breath. I can't move, Mommy. I can't move. Okay, something wasn't right. $35, copay, a diagnosis of juvenile arthritis, $6 for a bottle of ibuprofen, my new candy. I need a new bottle every week. I need more to keep the frozen away. 3 free visits to a physical therapist before the insurance stopped covering it. Learn what you can from these 3 visits, mija, because we can't come back. We can't come back? It's too expensive. $350, a flight to the DR, as soon as we could save up enough. 2 suitcases for us and 4 suitcases for La Familia to bring back. An offering. Here, tia, here, nephew, here, cousin, forgive me for having more than you. When we get to the airport, my mother's worst nightmare comes true. The suitcase is too heavy. It is too stuffed with love. We open the suitcase in the middle of the airport floor. What gets left behind? $2 shirt, $5 jeans, $8 pair of shoes. Who is not gonna get the thing they wanted, needed? This visit, I am older. Dominican Republic, my birthland, had always been this magical land in my eyes, filled with cousins and hide and seek y la playa, a break from the cold. But this time, I see the need. I gotta start making money, I think. I gotta make sure I can bring back someday too. This could be me. I was born an American citizen abroad, but being the giant recessive gene that I am, I came out so much whiter than my parents that it took 4 years for an investigation to conclude that I was in fact my parents' child. Yeah, so that took lawyers and money. I feel ashamed for all the times I complained about my unfashionable clothes or my shoes to my mom. I start fixing my shoes myself by gluing pieces of cardboard to the bottom of them. My mom catches me one day. Mija, we are not that poor. I don't know this, but she tells me years later that it made her cry to see me gluing my shoes together. We get a new pair the next day. $300, rent for my dad's new apartment. He says to my mother, I don't love you anymore, and gets the room up the street. He still picks me up for school in the morning, so I see him then, but he never comes inside the house. One day, he never shows up to pick me up, and we find out he is back in the Dominican Republic. The American dream was not enough. He is searching again for something I know he will never find. I don't see him for 10 years. I miss the smell of grease when he came home. $7 an hour. How much a soul is worth. I want to go to prom. I want to go on senior trip. I want to buy a beautiful prom dress. And isn't that what you wanted for me, Mommy? Oh, tú quieres esa cosa? Or you're gonna have to get a job and pay for it yourself, mija. Things had gotten a little tight with my dad, without my dad around. So, Wendy's it is. I lose my evenings for $35 a day before taxes. I get my first check and I'm like, is that all? Is that all, really? I come home and collapse onto my twin bed exhausted, smelling like grease, like my father. I hate it. I hate the toil, the thankless job, the grease. How could he have done this all his life? This won't be my life. $2,500, bail money for my brother, the first time. The second time, my mother leaves him in there even though it tears her apart, so he will learn his lesson. He is 19. He is a jokester, smart. He's rage and resentment at my father. I see a bunch of the other girls in my grade getting pregnant, dropping out. I think, that won't be my life. $6,000 per semester for my education at Temple University. Everyone tells me I will go to college, but when I see the price tag, I'm not sure who was feeding me this impossible dream. But not going to college was not an option with my mother in charge. It took me 10 years, and I'm still paying for it, but I did it, she tells me. So I figure I can probably do it too. Through scholarships, loans, and grants and all that, I jump into a new class of the college educated. I join Lambda Theta Alpha Latin Sorority Incorporated, where I see strong, smart, and professional Latina women for the first time. Women who dance bachata and salsa, who grew up eating the same foods as me. Women who are leaders and activists. My mind is blown, and the possibilities I see for my life feel infinite. I can do it all. I become president of the chapter. I get every type of apprenticeship or internship you can think of. I start babysitting for actual money. I take all the artistic work I can take, no matter how much it pays. I don't need sleep. I am young. I am healthy. I am ambitious. I make a list of things I will accomplish by 25. Nothing can stop me. $25,000, about. I'm not sure what the full total was actually, but it was a lot for emergency room, hospital stays, painkillers, CAT scans, x-rays, 3 surgeries, et cetera. I was still under my mother's insurance. Thanks, Obama. Yeah, seriously. I don't know if it was the overachieving, the lack of sleep, or my diet of ibuprofen, Red Bull, and Krispy Kreme cakes from the 7-Eleven, but my intestine had had about enough. A diagnosis of Crohn's disease. I lose 12 inches of my intestine and gain the status of disabled. Disabled? No, I am not a disabled person. I was meant to do great things. I wasn't brought here to this country. I didn't work this hard to be disabled. This isn't my life. I am not. $750. $750 a month for being disabled. Wait a second. This changes things up a bit. This covers rent. $750. $750 a month buys me 9 months to recover from the surgeries and get back on my feet. I let go of the shame. I reorder my priorities. I start doing yoga every day. I let go of my beloved junk foods. I schedule acupuncture, massages, and naps like rich people do. I determined that I will stop taking artistic work for free. I buy a book called You Are a Badass at Making Money. No sooner than it is purchased do I cross off the last thing on my things I will accomplish by 25 list. Only a year and a half delayed. Get paid properly for an acting gig. Yeah, $7,000. More money than I've ever seen at once. The first person I call is my mom. Not enough for your dream kitchen, mommy, but almost. I want her to know it was worth it. My brother bought our old house off of my mother a few years ago. He is in there among the memories with his fiance, a pit bull named Buddy, and a cat named Ninja. He went to community college and he works in HVAC now, and he's a master at jiu-jitsu. I don't know if that was his dream, but I think he's happy. Whenever I go home, I drive by pothole-ridden Front Street, past our old house. That crooked bush is still there. I can't see it from the road, but I'm pretty sure that mysterious bullet hole is still there too. I never go inside. Thank you.